What is trauma? And a lot of times people think, well, I have no traumas. I wasn't raped. I wasn't beaten. I didn't see any murders. I didn't see any deaths. I have no trauma. Well, again, most people think traumas is that. But in reality, trauma could be extreme or just as little as being yelled at as a child. And it scared that little girl. And of course, I'm just making this up. I know I see Robin, she's in front of me. So Robin, she went to school and she found new friends. She's a kindergartner and they ride the bus and back and forth. And she found a new friend. And her friend says, hey, come over to my house after school. And Robin just goes. She goes and has fun. But what Robin didn't know is that she's supposed to tell mom. Now here mom is wondering who stole my child. Where is she? And guess what happens when mom finds Robin? She gets the switching and she gets scolded. Do you realize that that is a trauma? Do you realize that is an emotional training teaching her not to do something? So that impacted her value as a person immediately. Traumas are emotional intense trainings. Now, again, years later, you could be at a bank and someone robs the bank and somebody kills somebody in front of you. That's a trauma too. Now, what did that trauma teach you? It said, oh shit, the world ain't safe. You never know when something's going to get you. That too is no difference than being spanked because you spilt your milk. Both of those will not impact you unless your brain captures it, organizes it, and uses it as a form of survival. So if you have a brother who didn't like you, he beats you up, he pushes you off the stairs, he takes your food and screams and blames you and you get in trouble, he's training you to have relationships. These are survival skills developed from our beginning in our life. So when we say today, you have a problem, the problem is well designed by your unconscious mind. It's not like you're going to go back. It's not like you're going to go back. Oh yeah, my brother pushed me off the bed. I hit my head and I was scared to get on bunk beds, and I hate bunk beds from that point forward. Now, it's not the bunk bed that did it though. It's your brother. But then again, you create this survival skill from inside you. Bunk beds are dangerous. They're not. But sometimes events will happen and it controls your existence. Now, the reason why I'm laying this foundation, because we're going to get today to your relationships. Now, all relationships are really based on you and how you handle outside you, those people. So again, we talk about trauma. What is trauma? First of all, trauma is a training on how to survive in the world. It's an education. Now, what's the difference in Robert's understanding and the psychology world? In the psychology world, you're sitting there pumping gas, you see an accident and someone's hurt, and from that point forward, you have nightmares, you get scared, you're afraid to drive the car, afraid to get gas anymore, and you go to see the psychologist. She goes, well, you got post-traumatic stress disorder. So therefore, there's something not working inside you. So now you've got a brokenness, right? So now their world says, and the reason why they say that is because of one difference between they and I. You know what it is? Other than I know how it works, other than I know how to change memories, they don't. Unfortunately, they should know how to change memories. Memories is the number one cause of all problems. If you go back and you update some of your traumatic experiences, now we're going to get into that later. You update those memories that had a major emotional impact. When you shift it and you adjust it to where the memory is no longer painful, no longer happening inside yourself, you are free to act differently. But the cool thing is, you're not stupid. You will not allow it to happen again. Here's the bizarre thing, and that's one of the things that people say, well, if I change this bad memory, it'll happen to me again. I said, not true. If you don't change the painful memory, it's guaranteed it'll happen again, if only by yourself. Because remember, your brain captures this experience and it moves it all through the cortices of your mind, visually, auditorily, kinesthetically, taste and smell, and it will use it to protect you from what you perceive the world to be.